Hi friends, this is Krish, the Urban Naxal. I'm going to explain the legitimate role of a project management consultant in redevelopment projects and the illegitimate, unlawful, unethical role of project management consultants. You should know the difference between the two, and you should keep an eye on your project management consultant, your PMC, to make sure that he hasn't crossed over to the other side. It happens very, very often, and it happens with the knowledge of your society's managing committee, and your society's managing committee also crosses over to the other side, that is, to the side of the builder. Let me explain one funda very, very clearly and put it out there up front. You, the society, are one side of the table, are one side of the transaction. The builder, the proposed redevelopment builder, is the opposite side of the transaction. So you are sitting on two sides of the table. You are sitting on opposite sides of the table. On your side of the table, if you are an individual flat owner whose flat and whose society building is about to go for redevelopment, your interests should be the same as your managing committee's interests. Or rather, your managing committee, your society's office bearers, should be representing your interests and should not be representing the builder's interests. They should want the best deal for you guys. They should not want the best for the builder. These are two opposite things. Two opposing forces have to meet, and that is when redevelopment happens. So this is your society. Your movement is this way. This is the builder. His movement is this way. You must oppose. The opposing movement creates the pinch, the strength, the firmness that is needed for redevelopment to happen properly. If your society does not oppose, it buckles to pressure, and the builder keeps coming forward and then it goes back again, and the builder keeps coming forward and it goes back again, then what you have is a very, very likely, very high risk probability of failure. The likelihood of your redevelopment failing increases exponentially when your society, especially your managing committee and the general body members, the majority, the chamchagiri wale majority, not the silent majority. They are not silent. They are slavish majority. So when the slavish majority goes along with the builder, and the builder keeps coming forward, and this happens, this is not a good thing. The buckling of your society is not a good thing. Your society should be firm. You should be firm about your interests. I am making this very clear right in the beginning. Society's managing committee members seem to think that the best way to get things done is for everybody to agree to whatever the builder wants. Each and everything that the builder wants, yes sir, ji huzur. As you say, sir, my lord. This is how they act. They act as if the builder has come with a charitable intention. You have to remember, the builder is a businessman, and a businessman wants to increase his profits. And you are trading something of value that you have. He is not coming from a charitable viewpoint. The builder is not coming to you with the intention of rebuilding your house in the best possible way out of charitable intentions. Please be clear, and I want every managing committee to be clear about what they are supposed to do. And if the managing committee and office bearers don't do these things, or society managers, a few societies have society managers, if that is not what they are trying to do, then it is a duty and it is a right of the individual society member to oppose them to tooth and nail and expose their wrongdoing and their negligence. Because if the managing committee is siding with the builder, it amounts to negligence. All this, whatever I am saying, sounds like common sense. It should be common sense. It is common sense. For some reason, common sense is very uncommon. And when the smell of money and the smell of redevelopment comes to your office bearers, it is amazing how many office bearers will just jump to the side of the builder. So I am making this abundantly clear. If you see this happening, it is your duty and your right to protect yourself and your family and your future by opposing the managing committee. Now, you have a difficulty in opposing the managing committee. You have a great difficulty because the corporation department also sides with the builder. Again, keep in mind the corporation department, registrar, deputy registrar and all these guys, they are supposed to be on your side. They are not supposed to be on the builder's side. The builder is nothing to them. The builder is nobody to them. They are the regulators of cooperative housing societies. So they should be siding with you. But what you find is corporation department registrar again sides with the builder. Why? It's very simple. They get a large amount of money, about 30, 40, 50,000 rupees per flat from the builder as a kind of ransom. And there is an element of what I would call human trafficking. Your corporation department receives money from the builder, hard cash from the builder, 40,000, 50,000 per flat. After that, once the builder has been selected, the corporation department will not intervene. It is as if you have been sold to the highest bidder. You have been sold to that builder. And the builder will act like you and your flat belong to him. You are his asset, you are his property. He will not act as if you are in a contract with him and he has to fulfill his end of the contract, the contractual obligation. That is how he should be acting, that is how he should be thinking, but that's not how he thinks. He thinks, I own your ass. I own all your asses. I have bought you. I have purchased you from the corporation department and I have purchased you from your managing committee. Now, let me be clear. A majority of the times the managing committee does not get too much money or doesn't get any money at all. And this is just a fact. But they may get some kind of benefits or they may get promises, vague promises of some kind of benefits from the builder. But most of the times, they don't actually get a benefit from the builder. They don't actually get this. Or they don't actually get a larger house. Most of the time. Some of the time, well, you know how it is. Now, the project management consultant is a guy, he's a technical guy. He's supposed to be on your side. When he is engaged initially, when your society engages a project management consultant to help in the redevelopment, to guide them through the process, the project management consultant is supposed to be your guide. He is not supposed to be the builder's pimp. He is not supposed to be the guy who helps the builder control you guys. He is not supposed to be the guy in charge of crowd control. But unfortunately what happens is project management consultants sort of become the crowd controllers and the builders. So here's how it works. The way it ends up working is the builder needs someone to control the crowd. You are part of the crowd, you the individual flat owners. He kind of uses the project management consultant and your managing committee to do crowd control. They do crowd control tactics. What is crowd control tactics? To scare, to abuse, to isolate. Somebody is asking a question, isolate him. How do you do that? With politics. Maybe your managing committee isn't an expert in politics, but the project management consultant will guide them. He will guide them with all the different tricks of politics. How to make you look like a villain. How to make it look as if you are the enemy. ये आदमी दुश्मन है. How to make it look like you're stupid, you don't know anything. So the PMC will put you down at a meeting. He will put you down subtly or he will put you down abruptly. He will cut you off. He won't let you ask questions. He will suppress you. He will shame you. He will isolate you. He will make everybody in the society hate you or despise you or be afraid to side with you because the same fate that is coming to you, that is happening to you, can happen to them. People hate to feel ashamed, humiliated in a group. So he will humiliate you and make others feel afraid. If you go with him, we are going to humiliate you also. So if you are asking legitimate questions, he will make it look like you don't know anything, you are an idiot. Why? Because project management consultant is an expert. So his expertise, the expertise may be genuine, but the expertise is used for crowd control. What is the legitimate role of a PMC? Let us start and go from start to finish. What is the role of a project management consultant? First role of project management consultant after he comes to the society is to assess the value of the land, the value and development potential of the land which belongs to the society, which means which belongs to you collectively, all of you. The society is a body corporate, it is like a company, it is a legal person in its own right. The society is represented by managing committee. The body corporate consists of the managing committee, who is the decision making body, and the general body, which is the larger decision making body. Now this body corporate has an asset which is the land. Essentially what it is doing is trading with a builder. There is a trade. What is the trade? It is a kind of a barter trade. And who determines the terms of this barter trade? The builders. Why? That's the way it is. It need not be that way. You can change it. But a lot of you will have to work on changing it. Right now, this barter trade is determined by the builders. The builders make the rules. Now, the PMC, the project management consultant, is someone who understands the development potential of the land. He will say this much land has to go for road cutting. There is a reservation on this plot. Therefore, that much development potential less. We will have to surrender this much land for police station and so on and so forth. Whatever reservations are there on that land, whatever the development plan DP says about the land, the project management consultant is supposed to go to municipal corporation or MMRDA and understand what is being said about this land which you happen to be situated on, and then he comes back to the society with a report. He writes a report. This is the development potential of the land. Based on this, we can ask for X amount of extra space, 10%, 20%, 30% of larger house. Based on this, because he will make a feasibility study what the builder will earn. Because based on the development potential, the builder will create the rehab component, that is your houses, and the sale component, which is the houses he will sell to recover the cost of redevelopment. You guys are not paying anything for that. At least typically you guys are not willing to pay. And yes, you guys are not paying anything. You are giving the land, and in barter he is giving you a new reconstructed house and slightly larger house typically. And in addition, he is supposed to give you corpus. Now corpus can be given to the society. A chunk of money is given to the society, or the chunk of money is given to among individuals. It is distributed among individuals. You can call it compensation for inconvenience, or you can call it whatever you like. It's a compensation, it's a remuneration for each individual flat owner, from which he may pay. An individual flat owner can save that money. It is not something to be taken and enjoyed. You save that money because after you come back, when you come back into the house, assuming that the redevelopment is successful, the maintenance costs are going to be much higher. If you have monthly maintenance of 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, 1500 rupees, it will become 5000 rupees, 6000 rupees, 7, 8000. This is the kind of increase that is going to happen. So maintenance cost is going to be much higher. So out of the corpus that he is given you, or out of the interest of the corpus, you can continue to pay maintenance and not feel the pinch. Now, assuming that the redevelopment is completely successful, what do you get? Your best case. Your best case scenario is a good house, a larger house, a strong building, a good building, maybe modern amenities, maybe better organized parking, maybe. Stilt parking is good, podium parking is good, mechanical parking, if it is a tower type of parking, is good, but there can be many issues with other types of parking. Let us go into that later. So hopefully you will get better parking, better compound, everything better. That's your best case scenario, and hopefully you will not be second class citizens. When the sale component guys come in, you will be of the same, you will feel like equals. You're going to have more neighbors. Your cooperative housing society's character is going to change because the size is going to be changed. Maybe you have 30, 40, 50 flats when you start out, but it may turn into 100, 150 flats when you finish. And you're going to have the same old 50 guys, and then you're going to have new 100 guys, the sale component guys. That is going to change the character of your society. It is also going to change the managing committee. Needless to say that after the society is reconstituted, after redevelopment, it will not be the same again. So in this scenario, now the project management consultant guides. He is supposed to guide the society. Your development potential is this much. We can demand or we can negotiate for 20% extra. We can't negotiate for 30% extra because that much development potential is not there. We can negotiate for this much corpus. Per square feet, we can negotiate for 1000, 2000, 5000, 10,000 rupees and so on. We can't negotiate for more because it is not feasible. It will not be feasible for a builder. Then based on that, the PMC, project management consultant, guides the society in issuing tenders, and after tenders are received from number of bidders, number of builders who bid, okay, after those tenders are received, the project management consultant helps the society to analyze the different bids of the different bidders. So first of all, when you call for tenders, your tender document should be of a good quality. That depends on the project management consultant. It should be well drafted. It should be clear cut. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a mess. And when the bids come in, you are going to examine and some will be rejected outright and some will be selected, and hopefully it is not rigged. Now, does the project management consultant rig? Yes, 100%. Many of them are rigging the results. Many of them have taken money from builders and will subtly promote some builders. They will do it very quietly. You may not necessarily notice. Or they may go and campaign among the managing committee members and talk to them in such a way. Now, very often managing committee members are soft in the head. So what they do is, especially senior citizens, they say to your PMC, we have full faith in you. We have full faith in you, Mr. Mehta. You do what you want. We have 100% faith in you. Now that is called criminal negligence. You should not have full faith in anybody. If the project management consultant has been bribed by a builder, then you are getting into trouble, because that builder may not be technically competent, or he may not be financially competent to complete the redevelopment successfully. And if that happens, your entire society is going to end up in trouble. So, the PMC's legitimate role is to guide the society, to be on the side of the society and not jump into the side of the builder. Now, once you have a builder selection, what tends to happen is this guy helps you to select the builder. Very often it happens, till the builder selection, he is charging very moderate fees, few lakh rupees. And after the builder is selected, then the society does not pay. Now the builder is going to pay, either directly or indirectly. So what happens is, the builder says, you know what, let us continue with the same project management consultant, this same PMC. Now this guy will be paid by the builder. This is a difficulty, this is a dangerous thing. It is a dangerous thing because the guy who delivered you to the builder, he parceled you, human trafficking. He bundled you up, he sold you to the highest bidder, possibly this builder, and after he has sold you to the builder will now retain this guy, pay him whatever he wants, maybe pay him more. Very often the agreement between the terms of appointment, the appointment letter given to the project management consultant by the builder, they will not disclose even to the society's managing committee. This is highly suspicious. So what happens in your worst case is, project management consultant becomes a pimp. He becomes a middleman. He becomes a crowd control expert. He becomes almost like an intellectual bouncer. And the society members, you are completely stripped of your powers. Then what happens is, once the builder starts his activity, if you try to hold the builder accountable, you ask questions to the builder, the PMC will block you. The PMC will answer on behalf of the builder. The managing committee will block you. They will answer on behalf of the builder. The builder almost never has to answer. So it is not possible to hold the builder accountable, because the PMC and the managing committee are together jointly acting like enemies of individuals, society members, and preventing them from raising any uncomfortable questions. This is the illegitimate role played by project management consultants, and you have to be aware of what they do and call them out on it. I am Krish, the Urban Naxal. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.